Welcome everyone to the L7C Podcast Content Tuesday edition. Today we got the whole Content Tuesday crew, the Captain Byron Mitchell, the anime expert Cedric Ware, and the EVP head producer of the L7C Podcast, Justin Akadel, with us today as we are, as I just said before recording, closing down at the end of the regular season for the Ohio State Buckeyes. There's only 2 more games left. This is, if you would have said this would be a bigger game than the game next week, we all probably would think you were crazy, but this is win and you're in for the conference championship pretty much. So this game is huge going against Indiana. So guys, how is everyone doing today?
Doing good. This season has gone by fast, but there's been a lot of great college football.
I cannot complain. I won money betting on college football last weekend, and that's very few and far between. So I'll take it. I'm doing good.
I am doing all right. I did not win any money betting on college football, but I still enjoyed watching the games, and that's what matters. Not really. I needed my pockets filled, but it's okay.
No, that's what it's about. We gamble on these games to make what we're going to do anyway a little bit more fun.
That's fine. Byron, where do you want to start, man? College football playoff rankings just came out. You want to start there, or you want to give the little quick recap?
We can start with the rankings.
All right. College football playoff rankings literally just came out an hour ago. We got some little changes. Oregon, Ohio State still 1 and 2, Texas 3, Penn State 4, Indiana 5, Notre Dame 6, Alabama 7, Miami 8, Ole Miss 9, Georgia 10, Tennessee 11, Boise State 12, SMU 13, BYU 14. So we'll stop it there because it is a 12-team ranking. So changes from last week. Now, because BYU lost, BYU drops all the way from the 4 seed to the 12 seed. And because Boise State is higher ranked than BYU in their conference, Boise State jumps from the 12 to the 4 seed. Boise State would be hosting a quarterfinal game, which is wild. So Ohio State would play BYU instead of Boise if the playoffs started today. Alabama would play Notre Dame. Georgia would play Penn State. Ole Miss would play Indiana. Texas still the 2. Miami still the 3. Oregon still the 1. Thoughts on the flipperoo?
I was surprised because I did not see BYU lose over the weekend. So when they said BYU was a 12 seed and Boise State was a 4 seed, I was like, oh, I did not realize that BYU lost to, I think it was Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas. It was late.
Which you have no business losing.
We
to
had
Kansas.
to stay up till 1 a.m. to finish that one.
Yeah, it was a late one.
Right. But yeah, that's the only shocker that got me.
We talked about it a little last week. That Georgia-Tennessee game was, one got put back in, the other one got kicked out. So
it's an eliminatory game. Tennessee tried. I mean, tough spot going into Athens. Carson Beck finally decided to play like the national championship winning quarterback he is.
Well, it's probably his
because let's say he got tired of people talking about him and his girlfriend.
Probably.
But what just popped into my mind while you were talking about Boise State hosting a goddamn getting a bye, I was like, oh shit. Coach Prime need to save us. Coach Prime need to win the Big 12 and save us. Because I don't know. I don't know if the committee gonna let that shit happen.
Well, they don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice, right?
I'm saying if Colorado ends up coming out the Big 12, they're gonna find a way to have jump Boise State.
Well, currently Boise State is 12, Colorado is 16. So that's a big jump in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because if you're counting conference championship game.
You would have to, because they would have to win the Big 12 to jump Boise State.
Hey, man. It could happen.
Oh, no, crazier shit's happened. It's just the fact that, you know what's going to happen then, Justin? For Colorado to make that jump, they're going to have to rate Colorado higher than some of those little SEC teams, and that's going to ruin other people's resumes.
Ooh, that is true. That is true. That's tough. But Colorado has shown me some things since I stopped watching them regularly.
What the fuck? What?
Once I came back this week and saw what they did to my boys Utah, I'm back. I'm back. I need this team in the playoff.
I told you weeks ago they were in play when Iowa State lost. Everything went to. All they gotta do is make the championship game, and anything's possible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I knew they were still winning, but then I started watching them again. They came back into my life on the television. That was not after that Baylor game. I was done with these niggas. I was like, bro, how the fuck did they win this bullshit, bro? Fuck this shit. And then they started going off.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for that discussion, Justin, because you're bringing it up because of primetime Dion and stuff. We talk. So who's Colorado's best win?
Colorado's best win?
Yeah. You can't even name it. That's the problem.
I'm trying to think. Arizona's trash.
Look at you. Yeah, I'm waiting.
I was gonna say Kansas State.
I mean,
Kansas State is now trash.
They're about to. They lost to Kansas State.
Man, you're right. I'm sorry, I looked at it wrong.
I mean, I ain't telling them. It's bad. It's bad. This is a 16-team league. They ain't have to play really none of the good teams. They ain't have to play BYU. They don't gotta play Arizona State. They don't gotta play Iowa State. They don't got a good win.
Yeah, so they just played the people in front of them.
We're talking about a conference champion now.
I'm just saying.
Within the rules of how they do this shit, they gonna be in the bitch. They're gonna be in the bitch. Yeah, you can't just apply that to every goddamn team now.
Oh, they're gonna use the SEC. Because if Indiana beats Ohio State, they're in the conference championship.
Mm-hmm.
If Indiana beats Ohio State, they're a lock.
Not the way the South talking.
That's a lock. Then niggas got something to be mad about. Be mad about.
I'm just saying, man. And you were talking about strength. One of the worst teams in the Big Ten beat the dog shit out of Colorado. What does that tell you about them?
Yeah.
That was early.
You know what was early too? Back just before that Alabama game, everyone was talking about LSU was in play. One of the worst teams in the Big Ten beat the dog shit out of LSU this year too. So
first game of the season.
They went to their place.
I wouldn't say beat the dog. I wouldn't say beat the dog shit. That was a neutral site 7-point win, 1 possession win.
They went down to the South at night and bullied LSU, the finesse team.
That game was in fucking Las Vegas. It was in Las Vegas. Get it right.
Was it really? Was it really in
bullshit?
Yes.
Yes.
Was it really in Las Vegas?
It was not in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Hold on.
It was Las Vegas at night.
You want to put some money on it?
No, I'm gonna look it up.
Promise you that was not an LSU home game.
February 1st, no, September 1st.
Yeah, Modelo Vegas kickoff.
Yeah, no, it was in Las Vegas. It was in Las Vegas. Don't know why there was more purple than red there, but
well, because they got more money. You know, those SEC fans will travel no matter the cost of the tickets.
The USC fans just had better shit to do.
I guess so. Yeah, it was there. Yeah.
Plus, half of them was already at home. They're like, well, shoot, that's only a state over. We good. We go sit here. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't trying to deal with Vegas traffic and California traffic. Fuck that.
Well, that's true. You were right on that. They were there. They still lost that game. That did not change the outcome.
I mean, we can talk about. I want to talk about LSU. I'm going to talk about LSU later. I'm not going to be making any cases for LSU to be in the fucking college football playoff.
No, I'm getting ready for all the selection Sunday. Byron knows Sunday, December 8th, when everyone is spewing that bullshit on why. Because let's just I want to talk about bias. Why the fuck? Where the hell are these little clown boys at? How is Missouri still right?
That's what I want more to know too.
They got the juice.
They do got the juice. You know who has the juice too, Cedric? Texas. Because Texas number 2, they put on their straight their biggest wins, Arkansas and Vanderbilt. But then on Tennessee's bad loss, Arkansas. That makes no sense.
They got the juice. I don't know why you're surprised at all, or why you're even commenting on this.
Oh no!
Like,
I'm just
already
getting
know.
Oh, I know. I'm just getting ready.
You know how it works. You know what time it is.
I'm getting
That's
ready.
what we
not talking about Missouri about the person getting in the playoff anyway. They started high and they're still ranked. What, you want UNLV or Illinois to be ranked ahead of them? You think they're better than them?
They should be out of the top 25 because as long as they're in the top 25, the SEC people are like, oh, we beat a top 25 Missouri team.
Well, they're never going to get kicked all the way out of the top 25 because let's keep it buck. They're going to get a bowl game. They're going to get a bowl game even if they don't make the fucking playoff. Like,
what is Missouri?
You know they are. Like, it's Missouri.
I mean, that's still potentially a 9-win team in the SEC. Can we at least establish the SEC is the best top to bottom conference in the country? Can we establish that? Is that not? I think of it as a statement of fact. Damn near.
Does that win titles?
Huh?
I mean, they win bowl games.
Right now. We talking about who is the best fucking conference and who has the tougher road. What is your week to week grind look like? And if you're an SEC team, it's tougher than most teams in the country.
Most of them, except for their number one team.
Well, I was going to say
their number one team played their schedule. I mean, I don't understand why that
the
makes
number
sense.
two through like 4 though ate each other. They played each other. Where other conferences, your 2 through 4 may not even play each other.
Yeah, because like Texas, the only game they played of consequence, they lost. As of right now,
I can do the same thing with Penn State. Penn State had to play Oregon.
I say Oregon only
Indiana don't got to play Oregon.
Yeah, and I'm saying both should be in. It's the little fan basey boys that you brought up down south saying that neither should be in. That is when it's the same logic that applies to them.
Agreed.
Well, the scenario I was talking about earlier is one of those damn teams. It was one of those damn teams that don't get in. Not both. Now Indiana plays in Ohio State this weekend. That game's close. I think they should be in regardless. It's more Penn State, just off the fact that like we know with James Franklin at the helm, Penn State is only in this shit because we expanded shit. Let's be real.
Wow, there's a lot.
Only in the mix because they expanded shit, and they had a chance to lose though, and they lost to Ohio State, which is what the best loss in the country. Actually, Ohio State got the best loss in the country, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There are people talking about if Indiana doesn't win this game, they're out, even if it's close in the horseshoe. And the expansion shit. They really expanded it for the SEC.
If they lose this game, who's their best win?
Oh, they don't
because it's like 5 through 12 at that point, right? Because if they're not getting in the conference playoff, then it's back to the old rules of let's look at your strength of schedule, who has the best wins, you have head-to-head stuff, like who have you played to get you in here?
Yeah, because they're 5, right? I just don't see them dropping from 5 to like 13 if they lose.
Well, no, that's the thing.
Points.
Like you don't have to drop to be out of the thing because that's the seeding. The seeding and the rankings are going to be completely separate. Oh no,
I'm looking at the rankings. Like they're right now ranked number 5. And
I know, but I'm saying like if for them to drop out, they could be 6 and not get in, but to the playoff rankings because they're going to get assigned a seed.
That's true because it's the 4 highest conference champions in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then everyone's at large. So
everyone's at large.
Yeah, and it leaves it up in interpretation of the committee to pretty much do whatever the fuck they want.
So SEC heavy.
They could.
I mean, hey, if this was a 14
they've done it
playoff,
in the past.
Since we're talking about expansion, if this was a 14 playoff, Alabama and Georgia season would have been over in October.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what really this shit expanded for.
And if it was a 14 playoff, I mean, potentially ours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'd be in the way with the 1. Because if it was a 4 team, it'd be Texas. We would be close.
Yeah, but like with the 1 loss, and then knowing that we have to play probably Oregon again.
Well, now you would control your own destiny, which is all you want.
That's all you want.
You control your own destiny for Ohio State
because it's official now. Oregon's in the Big Ten championship game. They're just waiting for.
Which outside of us, they haven't played anybody.
Sure.
Well, they had the close game against Genty because Genty was going crazy.
Yeah, that's before like people were out here like speaking so highly of Gentile when he's getting like 6 tutties a game.
And the Big Ten is just down right now. Like, I have no doubt that like the Big Ten, like the middle of the Big Ten, is going to get better. But right now,
Absolutely.
now, it like the middle of the Big Ten is just not comparing to the middle of the SEC and
But the middle of the Big
any
Ten
conference.
But the middle of the Big Ten, even if you take away this expansion, the middle of the Big Ten is relatively the same middle that it's been for the past 5-6 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
just excluding middle. He was at middle.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm gonna give Michigan that this is they're still considered the top team because like they literally the returning national champions. They just suck right now at figuring out what the hell they gotta do. They will eventually get it together, but the middle, like speaking for the middle of Big Ten, Indiana's the booming right now. Like Indiana's showing out.
But, darling.
I mean, let's keep it 100. Like Purdue used to be the middle of Big Ten. Purdue's probably the worst team in the Big Ten right now.
They are. It's not for debate.
Yeah.
They're 1 of 9.
Like Michigan State in the past 5 years was from 10 years ago used to be top 3-4 team in the Big Ten. They went down to the middle Big Ten. I don't know what their future looks like. So it's like we added 4 new teams. Shit, USC is now the middle of the Big Ten, and they were supposed to be a premier team in the Big Ten.
Yes, they were. They were.
All this to say is like I agree with Justin. Like as far as top to bottom, the SEC is the best conference in college football right now.
And we said this show in the podcast. Playing in the SEC, that shit's the fucking NFL. That is the same fucking grind. You know, week in and week out, they're not SEC schedule. You gonna go against some boys that probably gonna go to the NFL.
Like Mercer.
God damn it!
Are they in the SEC? They're not even in the SEC.
No, Alabama played Mercer this week and somehow jumped Miami, who was on a bye.
Martin, but we know how Alabama's scheduled. They were doing that for Nick Saban times. They're like, we put the people at the end, the soft out of conference
every single one
to boost the motivation as we lead into the playoff. Like they do that all the fucking time. I mean, shit, we know Akron ain't shit, but we scheduled them at the beginning.
And
MAC, if we're talking about the MAC, we played Kent State last year. Kent State is ass this year. We play our shit at the beginning. That's the only difference. You got to flip them.
Texas is the only.
This nigga say Mercer, like everyone else don't pay niggas to get their ass beat.
Not at the end of the year, and that is facts. Not during conference play.
Hey, but we talked about that though. That's a strategical thing because people are banged up, and it helps.
Yeah.
Shit, ain't no rule against scheduling them not at the end of the year because the straight for schedule is a full schedule. It's not like the early straight hard schedule, good job, or a week late schedule, not really. Like they're looking at the whole entirety of the shit because teams move. Like if you would have said like a USC win at the beginning of the season, sure they may value it higher, but now USC is trash. So like. The natural question becomes like, well, was that a great win? I mean, they fucking suck now. Like,
I'm saying because when they're talking about like the neutral, like, oh, if they would play on the neutral field, they would never be. I was like, how do you know that? You had teams in the SEC, these top teams, losing to Vanderbilt, who was historically trash.
Not this year.
Not just like Indiana, just like not this year.
Hey, Arkansas gave some people good runs. They've had a lot of close games.
And they're not good either. They're 5-5.
That's the thing. It's like the difference between their conference and our conference is our middle teams don't put up fucking fights with us. Like they just get their ass whooped.
They suck. They really suck. They actually ass from them. Thank you, Sasha. That's someone's on my side. Fuck.
Like you go talk to our fucking middle teams. Go talk to Minnesota. Go talk to Minnesota. Go talk to Northwestern and say, like, listen, instead of just fighting in the first quarter, fight the whole fucking game. Make these niggas earn it. I don't know what you want. Like,
hey, Wisconsin
even my boys, Iowa got 4 losses right now, bro. And when Ohio State played, they beat the shit out of them, bro.
Yeah. I mean, Wisconsin did just almost beat Oregon over the weekend.
And then Alabama earlier this year whooped the dog shit out of them at Wisconsin.
Not at night. Javier Posey was talking about that. I listened to him. He said he literally told Oregon.
That was their big noon game. That was Wisconsin's big noon game.
No, I'm talking about this past weekend against Oregon. That was at night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, night.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
because
it's been a plan. How many
Veer
night
Post,
games
he
has
said,
Wisconsin
don't.
had?
How come? Well,
Like that's the
Probably that was
plan.
the only
Come on, now.
one.
They ain't trying to hear jump around every single week at night from these
Yeah.
motherfuckers. Like it's a plan.
because
This shit is planned.
he said, don't get caught because we got caught. I forgot what year he said when they were number one. They went to Camp Randall and Russell Wilson put it on them.
Mm-hmm.
So that plays tough. And then Fickle, he's got to figure that shit out. But I don't know. I'm just not on the fan. I'm not a fan of 5 teams in the SEC getting in. That's just my mind is not changing on that.
And I hear you. I'm not saying that 5 teams in the SEC should get in or even really gonna get in. But if it's a possibility out of the conferences, I'll play this out of the conferences to have the most teams in. I think it will be the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, they
I
would.
just think it's factually going to be the SEC because they are the best conference right now.
Yeah, they have 7 ranked teams now. 8 ranked teams.
Oh,
Forgot
sorry.
Missouri.
Oh, they'll always have.
Yeah, they'll always have ranked teams. That's the politics. Because think about it, like South Carolina and Missouri at the very bottom. We forget about them motherfuckers, but they always
South Carolina's good. Do not slander South Carolina.
Well, no,
That
I'm
team
saying
is
like they're at the
not
bottom.
bad.
Like they keep in at the bottom. They rarely to get an SEC team out the top 25.
You got to lose like
man,
8. You got to lose like 8 times.
I was gonna say you got to lose at least 5 to 7. Like because especially if you're playing everyone in the SEC, like all the other ranked teams in the SEC throughout the season, like you got to lose 5 to 7. But because it's also not actually college football, like and it's the SEC, you may beat 2 of those 7 teams that you play. You may beat 3 of those 7 teams that you play.
Mm-hmm.
Just on, like Justin said, that fucking NFL Saturday or Saturday afternoon or Saturday night where you're out on the grind because it just is what it is. You may catch somebody slipping.
Man, God forbid if Notre Dame loses, because then we're gonna have like 8 of those damn teams in this tournament. Because that's the other one just holding off that conference.
Yeah.
Which potentially, now if depending on what A&M does, if A&M makes it to the SEC championship game and wins, Notre Dame could potentially say they have the best win of the year because they're like, oh, we beat the SEC champs.
Mm-hmm.
It works out for some people.
Bro, that I don't know ever since that Northern Illinois game though, they've been, and they don't have to worry about a like their season's
They've been locked in. They've been doing what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be Alabama versus Notre Dame in the first game. Also, I don't know what some of these boys are about to do if they have to come up north. Did you see these clowns around a heating machine because it was too cold on that Saturday night game when it was only 55 degrees?
Oh, you're talking about the one where they had to fix the heating bench?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bro, if you have to come, okay.
I mean, hey, man, you know what it is?
Well, Ohio State's gonna play in the fucking dome anyway. They said they going to Indy.
That's because we won't winterize our own damn stadium. Well, we'll see if that changes.
It should. Make them SEC boys come to us.
Alabama
should. Let's save some fucking money. God damn, you want to talk about all of us donating to NIL? Fucking help ask for donations to winterize this bitch so we don't have to spend money to send the team somewhere else if we get late winter games.
Georgia would have to go to Pennsylvania and the Colt. Okay. All these SEC teams.
What side of Pennsylvania?
Oh, that's actually
East
a good
or
question.
West?
Penn State's like in the middle.
Because I was saying, if it was the East Coast, you're going to possibly get some snow too.
Oh, in December?
Like
South Bend. South Bend might have snow. Alabama. Oh my gosh. And then Indiana right now, if South Bend has snow, then Indiana would have snow. We'll see, man. We'll see because SMU right now is outside looking in. I mean, it's pretty evident that the ACC is only getting one team.
ACC and Big 12.
Yeah.
I don't think they won't. Those aren't 2 team leagues, unfortunately.
Yeah, and this is only gonna be their conference champ. Yeah. That's it. We'll see, man. 2 more weeks. Well, this week we'll be telling with Ohio State and Indiana, 12 o'clock, 2 versus 5. Ohio State's 3rd top 5 matchup of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about the they're battle tested. Ryan Day says, Byron, he wants this to be the loudest the shoe's ever been since he's been there. You think that's possible?
I think Michigan will be louder just because we've lost in the last few years, and we all want that Michigan win. So I think the atmosphere for the Michigan game probably will be louder than Indiana.
Mm-hmm. Cedric, Ryan's talked about your guy, Denzel Burke. We know Indiana likes to air this thing out. What can we expect from him?
From Indiana or Denzel Burke?
Denzel Burke.
I'm praying some good. I want us to be aggressive in the nature of some pressing, but not too much. That if you get beat off the ball, because this is like this Indiana team does air it out, and they have talented receivers. So like, if you get beat, my guy, like it will show. I mean, I think they are going to take an Oregon approach. If they're going to take shots, I think they are going to take some shots at Denzel Burke, just like Oregon did, to test them out, to say, hey, let's see if we can get a couple here or there. Let's see if we can get some big plays happening. I think Denzel needs to keep his eye on the player and the ball. Let's not give up unnecessary penalties. I feel like probably some PIs are going to happen just because the nature of the beast, rather get the penalty than to give a touchdown. So I need him to be locked in. If he somehow could get a turnover, him and Ignosa, that'd be great. I'd love that.
All right. So we were talking about seeding and all of that stuff, but we didn't even bring up this question, Justin. If Ohio State loses, are they in the playoffs?
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh. I mean, based off eye test, I'll still put them boys up in there. I don't care. But we'll have to have a conversation if Ohio State does lose, because actually, I still think they can get an at-large bid. I still think they would. That win at Penn State, that's a good one. And based off eye test, all that good stuff, yeah, I think Ohio State still gets a loss. I don't want it to come down to that. Let's be real. It shouldn't come to Ohio State in the same level of those goddamn SEC teams. If we're being honest, a two-loss SEC team is the same as a 2-loss Ohio State team. You ask me.
Oh, that is true. And Byron, we have been here so many times throughout the years where the one-loss Ohio State team gets the shaft to the one-loss SEC team. If Ohio State loses this game, are they out?
Depends on who the 2-loss SEC teams are.
Okay. Well, Saban is gone, so we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about Saban's blood money.
That's true. Yeah. I would hope.
It might be Alabama, though, because they're the 9 seed right now, and Georgia's 11.
Yes.
Cedric's not in his head, so that it might be between. If Ohio State gets a second loss, it's going to be between. It might be between those 3, and that's actually not good.
Right. So let's just say like Georgia wins a conference, so they're automatically
in.
Does a committee choose Alabama or us if we're both 2-loss teams?
Who did Georgia beat?
History says.
Whoa. What in this scenario? Let's assume Texas. They beat Texas. Texas has 2 losses.
I feel like Texas probably would get in over us.
I don't know about that.
They lost to the same team twice.
That's true.
To the SEC. That's what their argument's going to be. The only team that beat Texas was the SEC champion.
I like Ohio. I think Ohio State might be better than Texas.
Is that true?
I think they would give Texas the nod over us, and it will be the same logic you just said. They lost to the same team twice. But if Ohio State, because now the biggest question is, who wins the Big Ten championship? Because Ohio State's lost to Oregon and Indiana. They play in the Big Ten championship. Now, if Oregon wins,
the runner up in that game will get in. The runner up, that actually,
I know.
That
That's the thing.
makes it
Is like
tough
they've
for
lost
them
to
take
two
a
different
spot.
teams now. Like 2 different teams. Texas has only lost to the SEC championship or the champion. If it's between us and Texas, I think they would give the nod to Texas.
Mhm.
I mean, the committee has not been kind to Ohio State, besides this last one where Michigan won because they didn't deserve to be in. But the times where it has come down to this, the committee has not given the OSU the benefit of the doubt. OSU's either had to win the Big Ten or Utah had to kick USC the hell out to get into recent ones. But I think earlier conversation is you don't want to leave it to chance, so just beat Indiana, beat Oregon, and now if you're talking about seeding, I don't even know if you want the bye. You can take out BYU and Boise if you're the 5th seed and automatically be in the semifinals.
You could, so that means we would have to beat. Well, no, because we lose in the Big Ten championship. Or
I
If
mean,
we lose the Big Ten
regardless,
championship, I think we're fine. Because
Oh yeah,
yeah,
regardless,
but I don't think we would be
Ohio
the 5th seed though.
State has no business losing. Yeah, Ohio State no business losing to Indiana at home. I'm gonna fuck how good Indiana is for being not told. Not happening. That should not be when the Indiana at home.
well, I don't think this year. I think they're two. If they keep this projection, they're two. I think they're 2-3 years away. They keep this safe, but I don't know if this. I don't know if old boy's going to be there because someone's about to drive the Briggs truck at his house. Even though
What a coach.
Indiana just gave him an extension, them bigger schools will be like, all right, we'll buy you out.
Indiana wins.
It'll be interesting. It's we're in that interesting time because there's only 2 regular season games left, and God forbid you know who beats Ohio State next year. I mean next month, next week. I'm sorry.
I'm not ready for that conversation.
That's the only thing they have left on their season next week. That's all they're playing for.
I'm driving that U-Haul truck to Mr. Day's house. It's gonna be a. I almost thought about getting like a knockoff U-Haul. Like he don't even deserve U-Haul. I can't think of one. Like DHL truck. I don't know. Like drive off whatever rented moving trucks. All right, Ryan, load it up.
Hey, be sneaky for this Texas A&M Auburn game because the Texas A&M coach he messed up when they were like, "Oh, so what are you doing to not look ahead to Texas?" He's like, "Oh, we're 100% focused on Texas." Okay.
Brother, why would you say that?
He thought it was a trick question.
I said, okay.
Just wasn't even paying attention to what the fucking reporter
I
even said to him.
I said, Auburn money line looking real pretty now. Because this is the second to last week. You know some of these clowns are getting upset. We just hope it ain't us.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Like you that confident Alabama's, even though Oklahoma's terrible, are they going to have another bad egg game?
I mean, if anything, they'll probably lose to Auburn next week. I don't think they're going to lose to Oklahoma.
And then Notre Dame, they got Army. Army's a good team.
Undefeated.
Yeah, you saw what they did to fucking Navy.
And they got to realize what's ahead of them too. Colorado can't be looking ahead past Kansas because you just saw what Kansas just did to BYU.
Yeah.
And BYU has to play Arizona State
to keep Arizona State's ranked.
And Ole Miss, they got to play Florida, the newly revitalized Florida.
Florida trying to win 7 games, boy.
You know what's crazy? That I'm about to bring up Texas. Man, Georgia would not even be in any of these conversations if Mark fucking Stoops went for it on 4 fucking down, and they would have beat Georgia. They would have had 3 L's by the end of November.
Yeah.
But he wanted to be a dumbass. Sorry, Mark Stoops.
No.
And then Penn State's just there playing Minnesota.
Oh,
I'm just going to be curious who's going to get upset this weekend because these next 2, these rankings are not staying the same.
Mm-mm.
Like, there's a lot of shit on the line these next couple of weeks. I mean, all of a sudden now, Travis Hunter is minus money for the Heisman.
Okay, Travis.
Whoa.
So he might actually walk away with that thing. I was just like, okay, well, when all the quarterbacks aren't doing all too great, we can actually look at other players and
Yeah.
we'll see.
I still hope it's Genty who wins. But I wouldn't be mad if Travis Hunter won.
I wouldn't be mad either.
I'll tell you right now, I don't think too many SEC teams are getting upset this week because this is bullshit week.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee's playing UTEP. Georgia's playing UMass. South Carolina's playing Walford. Yeah.
Back low.
Let's
coast now.
Byron, is Ohio State going to beat Indiana? What's your final score on that one?
Final score. I'm going to say Ohio State 31, Indiana 21.
Cedric?
I'm going to say 28-24 Ohio State.
Justin?
Oh man. Oh my goodness. My fucking stream was cutting in and out. Did y'all tell everyone what the spread is?
Mm-mm.
I think it's like 12.5.
Ohio State, according to I'll pull it up. Hold on. According to ESPN Bet, they are 13.5 point favorites.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to
I
take
think
that?
Hell no. I'll take Indiana getting the points. Absolutely. I think it's going to be lower scoring. I think OSU takes this game into the mud. I'm going to go 28. I'm going to go 28-17.
Yeah.
Ohio State.
I think Ohio State's going to win just from the basket, just connected to basketball. Indiana's just not ready for this yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give them, if they could continuously be like this, 3-4 years from now, they will win this type of game. They'll be ready. But just like right now, they're not ready for this.
It will be their biggest win in school history.
This is the best year they've had in school history. I know the whole state of Indiana. They're pulling up to this game like this is their first time ever being in a top 5 match ever.
Mm-hmm.
And that school's been around for a long time. So they're just not ready. They're not ready for this one. Now, if this was at Indiana, then my opinion might have changed.
Oh, I bet OSU wouldn't be 14-point favorites.
No. That's it. We'll see, man.
That line's kind of disrespectful. Like, that shit's great. That shit's wild.
I just said.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that one.
That's a lot.
13.5. Well, like, Indiana has been fucking scoring on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone. And when we were talking about Denzel Burke earlier, I think the thing about that help him the most is the fucking front seven get some fucking pressure. Fuck the bullshit. Don't even leave it up to Denzel Burke to even be on the island like that. Let's just get to the quarterback.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, Michigan was able to get pressure on Indiana. I think they had like 4 sacks against their quarterback.
No, Michigan they can get to the court. It's just, what are we going to do if we start messing? Like, if we do that bullshit where the run game's not going, or your guy, Will Howard, the signature, what is it, buying the signature pick?
1 pick and 1 fumble. But he's been clean the last couple of games.
Like
Will Howard has thrown 5 picks the entire season.
But it's like the last 5 games. Well, outside the last 2.
Well, no, I hear you, Brian, but totally. And I don't think he had a turnover last week.
No,
he hasn't had a turnover this week or last week's game. So he's been clean for 2 weeks.
There's some people in Ohio who've been like, so why isn't Will Howard getting any Heisman consideration? I was like, to do what?
Other than, first of all, my mom gets me so weak when I watch fucking OSU games with her. She's like, why do they run Will Howard so much? They're trying to kill that man. I'm like, bro, they paid him money to do that shit. That's why he's here. He's here to run his big white ass and fucking throw that ball to the playmakers. That's what he's here for.
I just said, I was like, when they said Heisman, because I was like, doing what? Like, what? What? To do what? Heisman consideration
Going
for
to
what?
Jeremiah Smith.
Like, what?
Turning around and giving it to Junkins.
Like, come on now. They're like, man, he should look at these stats. I was like, I don't give a fuck with this. Like, what's he going to do up there in New York? Come on now. Have you seen the quarterbacks that we've sent over there to New York? Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on. These boys were throwing 50 touchdowns, one pick. Like, let's come on. No.
Milroe got like 30 touchdowns, and 15 of them are rushing.
Yeah, say, like half of those are on the ground.
This ain't the year to be like, man, why don't we have a Heisman? Nah, no. Now we might win a Biletnikoff, potentially. Jeremiah could win it as a freshie.
Unbelievable.
He's a semifinalist right now.
I'll have to look at some stats though. I feel like
Ryan Williams.
I feel like he won't get that now.
So, Jesse, you got any performances of the week in the college world?
Yes, I do. I always have more than y'all, so y'all can go first, and we'll see if I got any left over.
Byron,
I am going to go with Lenore Sellers, a quarterback from South Carolina.
Great
21 for 30, 353 yards, 5 touchdowns, and only 1 interception.
Just
5 touchdowns. 5. That nigga was going off.
Cedric.
Yes, he was.
I was going to go Shadur Sanders. 340 passing yards, 3 tutties, 1 pick. Leading the Buffaloes over Utah, over the Utes for a big conference win for them, keep them in position for the playoff.
Yeah, the only reason he's not a Heisman contender is because he's Deion's son. That's what Deion said. So I was like, bro, you throw to Travis Hunter, and then Travis Hunter plays defense for you. What the fuck do you expect? Let me stop. Go ahead, Justin.
Elijah Badger, wide receiver, Florida, 6 receptions, 131 yards, and a touchdown.
Okay. Jeff, who's your trashy can?
Who's your
my trash can?
I don't have a performance. I've been on straight ass people of the week. So
all right.
See,
I just
I hate that I created this segment. This nigga don't even here to talk shit.
I have positives, just not in the world of college right now. I was gonna be a homer, but I don't want to be a homer.
Unbelievable.
Oh, I'll have more positives. So like overall,
shout out Penn State's tight end. He had a bounce back game. He had a fuck ton of receptions.
No,
big yards.
No, he was. No, I had a nope, not at all, Cedric. Nope. I just have a lot of losers. So. Just being honest.
I will go first with trash. And trash can. This is probably the trash can of the past 3 weeks. I'm willing to LSU after winning a big game at defeating Ole Miss and then going to Arkansas and playing the 2 Arkansas. They got into the meat of their schedule and they have lost 3 straight games. They lost at A&M, Alabama, fucking on the road to Florida. Just terrible. And if you look at some of these stats against Florida, I'm not sure how they even fucking lost. They had more first downs. They had more yards. They held the ball longer. They had more time of possession. I don't understand what the hell has happened to LSU. Total collapse. Lost to USC earlier in the season. Like I said, LSU had 25 first downs. Florida had 13. Florida was 3 for 9 on third down. LSU was 13 for 24. Outgained them. And then here's the kicker. Florida had more penalties in that game. And then LSU had the ball for 41 minutes of Florida's 18. I don't know. I don't even I watched the whole game. I don't know how the fuck LSU lost. So that's my trash can of the past 3 weeks.
Oh, well, I lied. Trash can. Even though they got hosed by the refs, but don't let it come down to it. Nebraska. You started the year 5-1. You are now 5-5. There are 2 games left, and you might not be bowl eligible. That is very, very, very bad. You need to win one of these 2 games to be bowl eligible. Nebraska currently has not been bowl eligible, I believe, since 2017. That is very bad. So they need to figure.
Graduated law school. Damn.
Yeah, so they need to figure that out. And again, they started the year 5-1. They took Ohio State to the brink, and now they are 5-5 with 2 games left. And Dylan Raiola is saying that they are going to win and they're going to be bowl eligible. You know, they play on Black Friday against Iowa. That's one of their big games. So we'll see. And I guess here's a positive performance. Mr. Cade, because he had from Clemson, the quarterback, since he had the 50-yard run to put them ahead to win the game, really, against Pittsburgh. There you go. Positive.
Week.
Did you have a trashy? Did you already say you're trashy, Byron?
No, I have not said my trash can of the week. I'm going to go with Avery Johnson, the quarterback from Kansas State. 24 for
Jesus
40.
Christ, bro. What do you have?
258 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Man, sucks. It's trash can. What do you expect, Justin? This is literally the section is trash can of the week.
Oh man,
yeah, catching so many strays from you, Byron. I love it, low key.
No, but I think the real thing is after Will Howard left from K-State, they're like, oh, Avery Johnson's going to lead us to victory. He's going to be the next best quarterback for Kansas State. This man sucks.
Like a true freshman, I think. He's young.
I don't know. I don't think he's a true freshman. If he is, he can get better, but I don't think he is.
Cedric?
I don't give a damn that they only lost 1 game. I'm BYU. Sorry. Y'all were in the driving seat.
Yes,
y'all supposed to save the world for Colorado. Now, this is a likelihood and a possibility. Deion may make his shit up in here. Losing to it would have been different if they would have lost to someone other than Kansas, honestly. If they would have lost to a good team. If they would have lost the conference championship, I've been whatever. She lost to Kansas. And honestly, looking at the stats, it's kind of weird because it's not even like Kansas out here balled on them or anything like that. BYU had him in rushing yards, had him in passing yards, had him in time of possession. I didn't stay up till 1 o'clock to watch that shit. Don't you got fucked up. But yeah. Now you're not going to the college football playoff. Now you're going to the fucking Tostitos Bowl or whatever the fuck.
I mean, you could see that one coming. They were playing with their food for about 3 weeks now. BYU was due.
Oh well.
We know I fuck with Utah, so I be keeping up on the Utah team side.
All right, Cedric. Who's a winner you got in the world? Who's your winners of the week?
Man, shout out to Cleveland Cavaliers. Extending that undefeated streak, moving on. I was in Philadelphia this past week. Was there to see that Sixers win for them to win game 13. They are now playing for game 16.
Yeah, and they're 15. They're in a dogfight right now. They came back. They were down almost 20-some points. Now they're down 5.
University. That's since I was in Philly. Justin's gonna hate it, but I'm gonna say it. Fly Eagles way to clinch that NFC number 1. Being in that arena was fucking electric. That shit was awesome. I don't give a damn. That shit was awesome. That shit was amazing. The Saquon Tutties and them Washington Commander fans leaving out was the sweetest thing I've seen in a long time. It was like a Hallmark movie in that bitch.
Oh,
I'm not even gonna hold you. Lastly, the real ones, honestly, Detroit Lions. Oh my god. These motherfuckers are legit.
God.
These motherfuckers are legit. They may do it. damn it, they may fucking do it. They may bring a Super Bowl to Detroit if they still.
Oh, they
act
beat
right.
they beat the shit out of another shitty team. Oh, whatever.
I know
Hey.
you're not talking.
Hey, they beat the shit out of the Cowboys, a shitty team.
I
Well,
mean,
I'm gonna
damn,
say it for the back.
Like just like
have
they
the
did
inverse,
just like they did the Tennessee.
they got one
I'm only
loss.
mentioning them because we see the inverse. Because last week we have Jared Goff struggling, throwing 5 interceptions, and they still pull out the win. This week, Jared Goff performing where that offense honestly was full power.
Without
in a way,
Laporta,
like-
no Laporta.
And
Yeah, Laporta's injured.
power as far as like you had 2 receivers over 100 yards, multiple tutties. Like the passing game, we know that they run the ball. We normally see the Dan Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs show of what is it, Sonic and Knuckles.
Mhm.
That's what
And
they
now
call themselves.
we got the inverse. Like we got to see a little bit of a different light of Detroit. That like while we knew it was possible, we actually got to see the potential kind of flourish. I know it's against a shitty team, but it is what it is.
I don't disagree with the fact that Detroit can win the Super Bowl because they absolutely can because they have been the most dominant team in the NFL. But they just been doing what they've been doing all fucking season. It's not like they beat the teams in their division like beat the dog shit out of them like that. It's not like they beat the Bills like that or anyone like that. So they just do like it. What they did wasn't anything extraordinarily different than what they've been doing all season. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you, and then I will say I will admit it is harder to score 52 points on those teams that you mentioned in the division and in.
It's hard to score 50 points on anyone in the NFL. I don't want to hear
that was
that.
going to be my follow up, but it's really hard to score 52 points on any NFL team. And they
let's
in
not
this
act like 50-point bombs are all just casual and normal now. We got teams who can't even score 10.
we do.
But yep, Cedric, you're right. Eagles are back on top. Good for you guys.
Yeah, for now.
Glad you got to experience a game live though. Oh, shout out to Cedric, 2-0 when he's at an Eagles game.
Yes,
That's true.
Yes, this is
That's
true.
true.
They need to give me some tickets. I'll go to all of them.
The one in Cincinnati and the one in Philly. Good shit. Good for you. Good for you. Pirate, you got any winners?
Yeah, I got one winner. Chris Boswell. The kicker from the Steelers. He has single-handedly won 2 games for the Steelers because they can't score touchdowns on offense. So shout out Chris Boswell.
He's leading scorer.
Whoever has him in fantasy is eating.
I think Justin has him. Justin
does have him.
Yeah,
I think he does.
Mm-hmm. Up to you, Justin.
That's the secret weapon against Adam.
Oh, Justin, you got any winners? Or is Justin frozen? Oh, no. And we're back.
Shit, so dumb. Everyone should cut or just me?
Just you.
Just you.
Okay.
Justin, who's your winner? We were just talking about how you have Boswell and he's great.
Yeah, that dude was unbelievable. Don't know how the Steelers couldn't get a touchdown though. I will say my first winner is let me go to the NFL and one of my favorite people. The galloping white man himself, Josh Allen. That's my new nickname for him. And any white boy I see just running up and down the field. He's the galloping white man. That's Josh Allen, though, baby. 27 for 40, 262 yards, a touchdown, and 12 carries for 55 yards, 1 touchdown, the game winner. Put some respect on my boy Josh Allen. I gotta give my boy Anthony Richardson some love. He came out after his benching, put the Jets down, got him a game-winning touchdown. Oh, if that man can get it, if he can get it together, watch the fuck out, because that boy is talented. The Florida Gators, that beating beating LSU like that pretty much guaranteed them making it to a bowl game because they got to host Ole Miss this week, and they got Florida State next week. So that's a dub. And let's see. We got the bitches on that Jake Paul Tyson fight, because they were special. I'm just gonna keep it at that. And then I'm gonna do the ESPN, NBA ESPN, because they traded a couple of shitty Big 12 football and basketball games for inside the NBA. So I think that's a big win for them. No money, just traded some Big 12 games.
And that, also on that ESPN one, the biggest thing is that it's still being produced by TNT, so it's still the TNT production crew. So the crew that when Charles Barkley was talking about like people losing their jobs, none of that Turner crew is going to lose their jobs. So that's a big one.
Same situation as like the Pat McAfee show. Yep. ESPN is basically running the shit. They not own it or nothing. It's just on their airwaves.
Yep. So mostly I had the same ones as you. I was going to be more in particular with the Ring Girls. Obviously, the one who made the most fame for people who she became mainstream.
No. Don't even shout her out. Shout the black one. That's the baddest one.
That's not the one who gained 500,000 followers in one day.
Man, fuck her.
It's numbers are the numbers.
I don't care. Fuck the numbers.
Numbers are the numbers.
This is for the culture.
Hey, yo.
Hey, the Trump supporting right is probably enough. We got prop of our black queen over here.
Hey, you just talking about the galloping white man.
What are you talking about? Like what?
Been on the internet too much.
Anywho, Cindy Thomas, who goes to school at Alabama, getting 500K. 2 years from now, she'll be having the #1 talk show on whatever social platform, and that will be that. It's just the way it goes. And then you already said Josh Allen. I mean, Joshua. Thank you, but
Joshua boy.
I think the only other person I would say winning wise, which can't believe, Mr. LeBron James, who had those four straight triple doubles, and last Wednesday on November, whatever the hell that day was, I have never seen so many 13 NBA players go off in a day than what I saw last week. And
last Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Giannis almost had 60. Bodega, I can't believe I just called him Bodega. Karl Anthony Towns, the big Bodega, had 45. LeBron had a 30-point triple-double. There was 50-point ball. Everything was just going absolutely wild. It was good to watch as a fan. Byron, losers.
Oh, yeah, one loser. Netflix. How do you have a big event that you've been advertising 4 months, but still have streaming issues? Like, I don't understand like how streaming services have not figured out, hey, we have a big event coming up. Maybe we should boost our servers so, latency and freezing doesn't happen. Maybe one day a streaming service will get it together. Highly doubt it, but Netflix is my loser for this week.
Hey, the only HD picture was Mike Tyson's booty cheeks.
I literally had to watch that shit on Antonio Brown's Twitter.
Oh,
that should never happen.
I was watching it on Netflix, and when I said, "Oh, that was a good round one," Chuck's like, "Round one, we're on round 7." I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Oh shit, my shit is behind."
Shout out Meth Streams, baby, because my shit was bullshit. It would work, and then it wouldn't work, and then it wouldn't work. I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm stealing it."
Oh, Cedric, you got any losers? He might have had only that one.
Man, I'm gonna say the Cleveland Browns, and while I was so shocked that they suck, it is because they let Taysom Hill. You want to talk about a galloping white man, Justin?
Galloping white man.
3 rushing tutties. One he broke a 72-yard run. Mind you, this motherfucker only comes in to do one thing. For real, he only comes in to run the fucking ball. And each time he's busting out to the outside, they falling for the fucking fake to Alvin Kamara. And this man rips off tutties. And he's the reason, single-handedly, in 2 of my leagues, I lost the fantasy football matchup because that motherfucker got 40-something points off these sorry-ass dudes. I hate the Browns so much this week. Y'all kids handle one assignment, a QB contain. For real, when he comes on the field, just QB contain. One time for the one time. No, okay, bet. Yeah, so yeah, that's them.
Hey, he's good for one game a year.
Any other losers, Cedric?
No, I'm keep.
Justin.
I will save a Philadelphia team for Martin. I know he got one, but I only got a couple. UFC fighters for glazing Trump all Sunday night. That shit was weird as fuck.
Gosh.
That shit was so weird. Meat eating, glazing, whatever you want to call it. It was disgusting. Literally get that man's meat out your fucking mouth. Like that shit was gross.
Glazing.
What did you say?
You young people, this word glazing. I was like, bro, what is it? I'm like, what you get? What
does even glazing mean? I mean, I get it, like it's like dick riding, but like other than that, like, what did you say?
No, that's what I was just.
That's what it means.
Yeah,
that's all it means.
What did you say?
No, I was just saying, like, man, because Chuck kept using it. I was like, wait, you can't give someone a compliment anymore? And I was like, Justin's case, he is right. This was glazing.
Yeah, well, meat eating, dick riding.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah.
I was like, when did this become the new term?
I thought Martin said something else, like cream, and I was like, wait, what?
No.
You on the internet enough to know what glazing means. But
no, I just like annoying Chuck, acting like I don't know what it means. Shout out to Chuck.
That's funny. Yeah, but yeah, that shit was literally like disgusting. Like I don't support dick riding in any way to that extent, and dick riding Trump like that is just ew. So UFC as a whole, I was just going to call out John Jones, but literally all these niggas were doing it all night. So yeah, fuck that. The Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight in general.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck was that bullshit? I mean, what the fuck, Jake Paul? Can you literally fight someone who is within 10 years of you, and that's a boxer who's actually good? The one time you did not win.
Mm-hmm.
You and your goddamn pay-per-views, you bringing eyes, bringing eyeballs, but you personally, you suck. And I'm going to tell you right now, you can't beat my ass. Simple as that. And yeah, I'm going to let Martin take the losers.
Look, man, just to go off that fight, I can't believe once that fight was over, I really looked at the clock and I was like, I can't believe I stayed to watch this shit. Like it was so clarity, like it was just like that clarity, like I really stayed up to watch this shit. And again, because I already have Netflix, so
I'm an idiot.
But I'm like, I will never do this ever again, unless it is someone within his age and it can actually fight. No disrespect to Mike Tyson, but brother, when they changed the angle when he was walking in, it's because he slipped. He slipped walking into the fucking arena, like onto like the ramp. So that's why they had to change the angle. And I'm like, and he had the brace on. I'm like, okay, what are we doing? And the fact that
what are we doing?
You actually got this. The fact that the little clowns sanctioned this actually goes on his official record. Sure, he still has single-digit losses, but come on, man. Nah, that was bad. And I know that. And you talked about the culture, Justin. The culture wanted
Mike Tyson. An exhibition.
They wanted Mike Tyson to knock his ass out, but brother, the man's almost 60. Like, come on. All right. So now that you already got that out of the way, that
just couldn't move.
He couldn't move. He was listen. Since Justin already said, Philadelphia 76ers, y'all are ass. Straight ass. Paul George was talking about today how JJ Redick had a double team on him, the Lakers game or whatever. And he was just like, man, why are you double teaming me? I just came off an injury. Brother, you were paid a max contract. What the fuck's he supposed to do? Leave you single coverage? If you're a max contract player, you get max contract defense. I'm just saying, y'all 2-11. Joel Embiid, last time we were on here.
Yup.
I can't believe this is 2 weeks in a row. Last time we were on here, I was just like, this man said he's done so much for the city. What the fuck have you done for the city? Now you're tied with the Washington Wizards. You know who's on the Washington Wizards? Anyone? Okay, point taken.
Jordan Poole.
There
I
you
was
go.
saying-
I know who's on the Wizards, bro. But like,
that was his team.
Now you got Tyrese Maxey, who I actually like Tyrese Maxey. You got him calling out the MVP because you're late to meetings? Why are you late to meetings? You don't have shit else to do. You are not in commercials. You're not a movie star. You're not making music. You're not an ambassador to the city because I can tell you right now, they ain't fucking with you right now. So why are you late? See, and this is why everyone gets on your ass when fucking Joker's over here. His little, at least Joker don't even like come to fucking America to play basketball. He comes here as a fucking job and he's busting everyone's ass while you're coming here crying, oh, I'm gonna represent USA because my son's here and you can't do shit. You know how bad, let me say, I was really gonna not use this one until Christmas. Do you know how bad it is that President Jimmy Carter is still alive and he has not seen these motherfucking Joel Embiid and them ever make an Eastern Conference Finals? That's how bad the Heat is ass. They're terrible. Awful. Just fucking disgraceful. Now, funnier news, because it were at that time. LSU, y'all are idiots because y'all are not getting rid of Brian Kelly. Y'all want to know why? Y'all got rid of him to this year. You owe him $60 million. It ain't happening. Y'all in that hell now. Y'all are in that hell. His contract specifies you will owe him 90% of his remaining contract value if you terminate him without cause. So if you terminate him right now, $60 million. Yeah, it ain't happening, brothers.
Martin, you know what they about to do?
Oh, I know. Some big boy booster about to come in there in that bitch and say, we'll cover it, but
they may plant some shit. People decide they know how to get rid of the people with
it
cars.
won't be until November 2029 if you get rid of him. You might owe him a measly $13 million.
Measly.
Measly. And then Tom Herman, he was Urban Meyer's offensive coordinator. We won the title. He became a little hotshot coordinator. Hasn't done shit. Trash. He just got fired this week from FAU. Let me tell you how trash this man was. He was so trash when Tom Herman got fired. The DC that Tom Herman fired a week before he got fired got hired back on by the interim head coach because they're like, we know Tom Herman bullshitted you, so we're gonna bring you back and kick his ass out. That's garbage. You're trash.
That's wild. So yeah, buddy, we won't bring you back. We fired the head coach, so you good now.
Are you going to go there? Speaking of firings, are you going to go there?
I mean, firing's a fired person, not me. The other one, AEW. Whoever is in
what the fuck these niggas been doing?
whoever is in PR, Tony Khan, and I know Tony Khan. I know you listen to some of this shit sometimes. I want you to fire the whole PR team and hire me because the shit I saw was disgraceful. Everyone in this group, because Justin brought up culture today, everyone knows who Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks, is. These stupid fucking AEW PR people wish Mercedes Moné a happy birthday. Her birthday is not for another 3 months.
Wait, what?
AEW's real page wished her a happy birthday, and it is not till January 26th. And it was so bad that they got hit with community notes on their thing because they're like, don't you not know that this person is signed to your roster? So, you don't have to get their ass. And then it was bad because they were trying to do it to another. Apparently, there's a Martinez on their roster who has the birthday, but they fucked it up. And you know what's the worst thing?
Mercedes Martinez.
They have not taken it down. It is still fucking up.
Oh, that's terrible.
Just trash.
Happy early birthday.
And Justin, as a referee, I want you and all the refs in America and on planet Earth to have a coalition and have a mercy rule. Because why the fuck is the Missouri Tigers basketball team beating Mississippi State Valley 111-39? We need to have mercy rules. That shit should not be going on.
Leagues determine that, not us.
Well, kick the leagues out because they're dumb. It's like, what are we fucking doing, man?
Call Greg Shanky.
Oh, he don't want to talk to me. But I'm just saying, 111-39. I know people can come back. Not the fuck from that. I'll tell you that right now. So yeah, that's really and then the serious one. The little fucking pussies, the Nazi little people from Columbus, Ohio did the little march. You guys are just bitches. I'm just gonna say that. So that's really
Before we get off, my point about the Sixers, I couldn't find total point differential, but they got like your average, like they got like your point differential like per game. So like what your like averages per game. And Philadelphia is -9 in the same class. Well, no one's as shitty as Washington, but they're the second. Well, Utah is actually the second shittiest, but the third shittiest will be Philadelphia with a -9 the point differential per game.
They are god awful bad. They are just so bad.
Four straight L's.
And he's like, "Oh, why is my team so bad?" I mean, your superstar did decide to take the first week off and then come back and not do shit.
Same record in conference as the Wizards, 2-7.
And
that would be a Western Conference team.
And now they might not make the playoffs because what the fuck?
They are bullshitting, yes.
Because I'm just saying, it's an embarrassment. It's just bad. Like, you never should have started the year off saying, "Oh yeah, I ain't playing back to backs. I'm not playing the first week." The first week, but you can play.
Milwaukee's getting it together.
But you can play in the Olympics. Well, Giannis is out there fighting for his fucking life, having to drop 59 and 16 just to beat teams like Houston. Which, shout out to Houston. They are playing a lot better.
Whoa. Houston's the third seed in the West currently. Probably put some respect on them.
We'll see if they're the third seed by the All-Star break. And they're only the third seed because the person who was fucking hooping got hurt. And I hate giving him Kevin fucking Durant. Those boys, when Kevin was playing, they were killing everyone. They were killing everyone in the West.
Man, if you want to talk about ass, Devin Booker. Ass.
He gotta do a lot, bro. Chill on my nigga, bro.
He's a superstar.
Yeah, my friend. We don't give excuses.
What do you mean he has to do a lot?
Oh, no. We don't do that bullshit over here. We don't give superstars. Yeah.
What is happening?
Man, say he has to do a lot. Oh, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal is out. Oh, sorry, I have to play basketball. What?
Bro, you want him to lead the team and win?
Whoa.
He wasn't doing that before they got there.
All right. We can say Devin Booker the best nigga on the team, but we're going to take the second and third best niggas on the team and say still win the Western Conference? Now, that is not fair.
No, I'm not saying win. I'm just saying don't be ass.
Come on now.
I was saying, bro, like, that's fucked up.
Man had, what, like 10 points?
With that being said,
last Wednesday?
Thank you, everyone, for listening to L7C Podcast. We'll be back next week for, Michigan week is next week. Holy shit. Those Brinks trucks. Those moving trucks will be quasi-ready just in case.
Gassed up?
With that being said, let's see how we do against Indiana. You guys take care.